This is First Up with Kane Corns. I'm Sarah, Olle and Kane. The massive story to emerge from the Dogs' 71-point victory over St Kilda, a suspected ACL injury to Dogs' young gun, Sam Darcy. I mean, this is just a reminder how cruel footy can be at times.
Could not believe it. This happened early on and you probably were fearing the worst straight away. Like, he just clutches at that knee. The hyperextension motion is the classic ACL movement, and I guess that was always the risk with Sam Darcy because of his body composition. We'd never seen anything like it before. So was there going to be an added risk to injury? Who knows, and only time will tell. But I thought it was an unbelievable effort for him, and we can see Luke in the change rooms there and his family shattering for them as well. But for him to come back out onto the ground, sit with his teammates after he would have received that news, thought he engaged with them, he stuck around after the game to shake the hands of his opponents, just showed the character of him. But just a cruel blow, and one that will clearly impact their season heavily.
Let's hear at halftime from Dogs GM of football Matthew Egan confirming the worst.
Look, the medical staff are pretty concerned at this stage, and they're fearing the worst. So looks like a possible ACL, but we're just going to have to wait till tomorrow to get scans to confirm.
So, Kane, I guess moving forward, because that's footy, we've got to move on to the next day, and scans on Monday will confirm whether or not Sam Darcy has indeed ruptured that ACL. I mean, how do they fill this massive void? He has been so influential for the Dogs, and there is a number one pick by the name of Jamara Ugle-Hagan, who, were it not for personal reasons, would be available. It's a very complex and vexed situation now.
There's no doubt about that, but it will add to the scrutiny on it, won't it? I mean, the scrutiny couldn't be any higher and heightened any further, but this will add to that if that's possible, and they're going to be asked about this repeatedly, like they are anyway. Like every press conference Luke Beveridge holds, he's asked about it. But I wonder what's going through Jamara's mind. Is this the motivation that he needs or not? Is he not even thinking like that? It's impossible to guess, so I won't. But what I do know is that it's going to take him some time to get conditioned to be able to be in a position to play at that level. And can they get him back for the last 6 games of the year? I don't know, but clearly this is only going to add to that speculation and his future.
And what about the future of their coach, Luke Beveridge? We know he's essentially coaching for his life this season, isn't he? He's out of contract at the end of the year, and this is his star, his prized possession up forward, and he no longer has access, we think, to Sam Darcy.
No, he doesn't. And, I mean, we have seen teams go on to have great success and win premierships without their key players. We saw West Coast do it a number of years ago without Nick Naitanui and Andrew Gaff, who was suspended, and other teams have definitely done it, even Brisbane winning it without their ruckman last year, and Darcy Fort comes in. But this is different because of how important he is. I called him the best player in the competition 2 weeks ago, and I stand by that. So to lose the best player in the competition and how important he is for the flow-on players around him in the forward line, and Aaron Norton, who I thought was much better tonight, but all the attention's now going to go on to Norton. So there's flow-on effects everywhere for Luke Beveridge and his team.
So if you're looking for a silver lining, if you are of the Dogs' persuasion, it has to be the return of their skipper, Marcus Bontempelli. It didn't look like he'd been out for 6 weeks. Kane, he was sensational. 2 goals from the 30 touches.
Unbelievable. Like, to think that he could miss that much football and come in and do that speaks to his professionalism, which we've never, ever questioned. But just look at him. Like, look how lean he is and how hardened he was. And if you're off your legs for 3 or 4 weeks, but to still be that fit, 2 goals, listen to the crowd. They loved it. He actually started across half-back, spent a bit of time forward, but did most of his damage on ball. Played minimal minutes, like just under 3/4, so factored that in as well for his 30 touches and 2 goals. So they were able to manage him because the result wasn't in doubt, which was really smart. So, yeah, it just speaks to the champion that he is. And I wonder whether he was watching Nick Dacos on Thursday night and everyone's speaking about him after and going, hang on, don't forget about me and we won't be forgetting about you.
It was great to see him back out, that's for sure. But a word on the Saints. I just thought so disappointing. Just the 4 goals after quarter time, Kane. And coming into this match, I really thought it was 50-50, but a 71-point belting in the end.
Deplorable. I think Ross Lyons coached 356 games and only 14 of those have been defeats by more than 70 points. So that's one of them tonight. And look, I held on the Saints. You've been pushing me on them for a couple of weeks after they started the season well. It's just a hold because they don't have the quality. Like, you look there tonight and it's so glaringly obvious that they are missing probably 5-star players. They need a key defender badly because they've got Caminiti and Wilkie, who's a gun, but they need another one. They need 2 or 3 midfielders, and they definitely need a small forward to help Jack Higgins and a key forward if it's not Max King. I don't know who it's going to be. So their list management has never been more important. They know that. And Rossline has done a good job of getting the most out of what he's got, but what he's got isn't very much. And we saw that on display tonight.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.